This week, the American-Israel Public Affairs Committee, AIPAC, will be hosting their annual policy conference in Washington, D.C. But just down the street, in front of the White House, an anti-AIPAC group is protesting in support of Palestinians. Take a look at what they're protesting.
AIPAC is focused exclusively on strengthening the U.S.-Israel relationship. Because Israel's security is too important to risk only working with one party or the other, we work with both parties to ensure Democrats and Republicans come together to keep Israel safe. AIPAC members nationwide, which include Americans of all ages, faiths, and races, build personal ties with senators and representatives to ensure that we are effective in strengthening America and Israel.
The big news that's been surrounding this conference is Donald Trump's plan to speak at AIPAC instead of attending the Fox News GOP debate next week, which was canceled yesterday following Trump and Kasich saying they wouldn't be in attendance. The purpose of this protest, though, the one in front of the White House, is posted, where else, on Facebook. And it reads, "We aren't just protesting AIPAC, but we're being direct about supporting Palestine, hence the theme. We cannot continue to let AIPAC, which advocates for an illegal foreign entity not on U.S. soil, dictate our American foreign policy." So here with me today to discuss the anti-Israel, pro-Palestinian protest is the manager of public information for the Center for Security Policy, Alex Vanness. Alex, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me, Liz.
So just to clarify, Alex, this protest isn't just against AIPAC, it's against Israel as a whole?
They market themselves as both being against AIPAC and being in support of Palestine. But their definition of Palestine means the extermination of Israel as a nation state and the expulsion of Jews from that region.
So what are they hoping to gain from this protest then? Just media attention like we're giving them right now?
Basically, anytime there's a large pro-Israel event, the anti-Israel protesters will come in force and try and make their voices heard. AIPAC's policy conference happens to be one of the largest policy conferences in Washington, D.C., so every year around this time, there will be a large pro-Palestinian response to this.
All right, Alex, this organization claims they want to tell the truth about Israel, about Palestine, so let's expose the truth of who they are right now. So tell us, who is this organization, first of all?
Well, the headline sponsor of this event is the Al-Awda Palestinian Right to Return Coalition. The Al-Awda Right to Return Coalition, which literally means in Arabic to return, is advocating that Israel is a foreign entity, as it's stated in their event invitation. They believe that they want the end of illegal settlements in what they consider Palestine. But what they don't necessarily say is the fact that they believe the entirety of Israel is a foreign settlement, and they're calling for the removal of that, and they regularly chant from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, which is a reference to the Jordan River and the Mediterranean, which they consider to be the entirety of Palestine, which unfortunately also means Jews.
Right, and that's where the entirety of Israel is also located. So their slogan, right to return, that sounds innocuous enough, but they're meaning, if I'm understanding you correctly, that their right to return would also necessitate mass expulsion of Jews?
Well, their right to return doesn't necessarily mean the expulsion of Jews. The fact that they want the removal of all Israeli settlements means the expulsion of Jews simply because they specifically believe that the entirety of Israel itself is a foreign settlement.
All right, let's talk about those settlements. So I assume you mean in Judea and Samaria, and they're calling those illegal settlements. A lot of pro-Israel call them to be legal settlements. Where did this conflict come from? And explain to us both sides, if you would.
Well, this concept, entire law classes can be taught on this particular issue. One of the main sources of the Palestinian side for calling them illegal is the citation of the Fourth Geneva Convention, Article 49, which dictates that nation states are forbidden from forcefully removing parts of their population into areas to which they occupy. But one of the things that should be noticed, Israelis do not forcefully remove their Jewish citizens and put them in Judea and Samaria. These are people who actively choose to want to live in this land because it is their national homeland. It is the homeland of the Jewish people. It's their historic birthplace, and it's their historic land according to the Bible.
All right, well then, let's trace this back then. So this group that's protesting, this pro-Palestinian group that's protesting AIPAC right now is calling these settlements illegal. They don't believe that it's the Israelis' rightful birthplace, homeland. Tell me about the founder of this group, because he's not just tied to believing that that's not Israel's homeland. He's tied to terrorist organizations, correct?
Yes. Yes, so one of the co-founders of this group, Abbas Hamadeh, he is a Hezbollah sympathizer. He is originally from Deir Yassin, Israel, which is a city just outside of Jerusalem. He considers himself Palestinian. He regularly spouts out on his Facebook page his support for Hezbollah. He recently was very distraught at the idea that the Arab League declared that Hezbollah was a terrorist organization. And in February, I believe, he noted that Hassan Nasrallah, who's the head of Hezbollah, he considered to be the most honorable leader on earth.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. And this is the same man, this head of this organization, who's worried that America's centering our foreign policy around Israel. But Alex, we're running short on time, but quickly give us an overview about why our relationship here in America with Israel is so critical at this time in history.
Yes, unlike popular belief, the relationship between the U.S. and Israel is not simply one-sided. It's not just the United States giving foreign aid to Israel. There is a very strong strategic partnership between Israel and the United States. The Israelis provide wonderful technological advancements and medical advancements that they work in conjunction with the United States. They are the only stable country in a region right now that is being overrun by Islamic fundamentalists. And they are the only liberal democracy in the region, and they are a powerhouse for aid throughout the world. And it's a very important relationship that we have with them.
Alex, I couldn't have said it better myself. I appreciate you coming on the show. It was great to hear your insight on these topics.